this. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say. And we're getting rid of the slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them. I know it's not politically correct. You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of the slums where they live. Caravans of mass youth rampage through city streets at all times of the day. There are ATVs, motorbikes. They travel pretty well. Entire neighborhoods are now under emergency curfews. Just this past weekend, gunfire went through, and you saw that, the Navy Yard. I saw it this morning. They saw that they fought back against, see, they fight back until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night. And they're not going to be fighting back long, because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, you know, they love to spit in the face of the police. As the police are standing up there in uniform, they're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face. And then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they can hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This We will also take over the horribly run capital of our nation in Washington, D.C., and clean it up, renovate it, and rebuild our capital city, get rid of the slums, so that it is no longer a nightmare of murder and crime, but rather it will become the most beautiful capital anywhere in the world. What do you think these leaders come in when they come in to see the president and they ride over a road that's full of potholes and garbage? And the medians, you know, those metal medians are garbage that you put them up 2 days later. I think the sun melts them or something. They expand and contract. They're laying all over the ground. But you look at all the filth, and you look at the graffiti on beautiful marble walls, and you look at what happened, and most importantly, you look at the crime and the murder. You leave, you go from Virginia, you want to take a trip through Washington, you end up getting shot, killed, or something. And it's a shame. We're going to be very strong. We're going to take over Washington, D.C. We're going to run it properly. We're going to get rid of the slums. We're going to open up our parks. We're going to have to get rid of the tent cities and the tents all over the place. We need to return to stop and frisk policies in cities and not shy away from it. And we will bring back a thing called stop and frisk in our cities. Stop and frisk. Let's do it again. Can you believe it, what they put Rudy through? That he had a strong policy of stop and frisk. You know what stop and frisk is? I don't want to mention the words now. I said, please don't be too nice.
88% of those stopped are let go without an arrest or ticket, suggesting police never had grounds to stop them in the first place. Indirect racial profiling that has resulted in the disproportionate and discriminatory stopping of blacks and Hispanics. The ruling is a victory for the young black and Latino men who joined with the Center for Constitutional Rights to argue that they were being unfairly targeted by police because of their race and age. For many, getting stopped by police became routine.
Doing shit. We not doing shit. You guys lost? You niggas supposed to be somewhere? Yeah. Here. We working. Oh, you working? Yeah, I bet. What we do?
We'll find out in a minute what you did.
Get down. Get on the ground. Now.
Get your punk ass on the ground. Let's go.
Down.
Hands behind your back. Interlock your fingers.
Up.
Interlock them.
You got us on the ground like this for, officer?
For our protection, 7 of you and 4 of us. So sit tight and let us do our job.
Hey, officer, I'm sorry. What is going on
Sir,
out?
can you stay right there, please? We're trying to check these bangers, make sure they're clean.
All right.
You know, if you had one day, like one real rough, nasty day with the drugstores as an example, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge, Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day. Mike, would you say, he's right here, it's a chain of events that's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately. End immediately. You know, it'll end immediately.
Rebirth. In the box, you have recording lenses, contacts. Should you choose to actively participate, wear them on the evening and they'll document everything you do. As I said, greater participation yields greater financial compensation. Next, we'll implant a tracking device. After that, you'll be all set, as I say, to purge.
Are you an angry person?
Oh, wait. Just tell me what I need to do to get paid.
If you remain on Staten Island during the experiment, you will receive monetary compensation of $5,000.
You'll give me $5,000 just to stay home during this thing? How would you know if I stayed?
We would implant a tracking device in your arm. Not harmful. And if you decide to participate beyond that, there would be further compensation.
What do you mean, participate?
Go out, release your anger,
You mean kill someone?
if you feel compelled.
Okay, let's do this. I need the money.
Here. Follow those trucks backwards. Use drones, street cams, whatever you need access to see where the hell they came from.
There's purging going on all over the city. It's turning. I knew it would.
Sir, we have a breach inside a private office.
I tracked those trucks all the way across the island to here, a remote area of abandoned factories. Watch this now. At around midnight, something strange happens. I did a vehicle search on all systems, and every one of these vehicles ended up in Park Hill, Mariners Harbor, and Stapleton.
The low-income areas of the island.
And they're attacking crowded places. Churches, apartment buildings, purge parties.
The gangs know where people are gathering because of the tracking implants.
How would gangs know how to monitor the tracking implants?
They're not gangs. What you're doing, you're sending soldiers into the island disguised as gangs, as citizens, hunting people down using the tracking implants. You're making it look like people are participating because there wasn't enough purging.
But they're not soldiers. They're mercenaries from all over. This country is overpopulated, Doctor. There's too much crime, too much unemployment.
Is that even true, or did you
Bankrupt
falsify
government
those numbers?
that can't afford to care for its own citizenry. People don't want us to raise taxes. Our debt has tripled. We can't pay for anything. We, the NFFA, we inherited all this mess. And something needed to be done.
Not like this.
Well, what then? You tell me, because we exhausted every possibility. I need for this to work.
Oh my God.
Group of people participating on Main and 3rd.
Gang activity across the island on multiple screens. Participation levels increasing.
Increasing violence on various screens.
Purgers everywhere, especially in low-income areas.
All data supported early violent behavior and then a downturn. This doesn't make any sense. Where are these gangs coming from? Why weren't they out earlier?
I
Islanders are now taking to the streets as we are witnessing waves of violence all across the borough. The governor is sending 500
Don't question it. It's a good thing for both of us.
As you can see in this film, the first Purge, the government was looking to get black people to unalive themselves. They did interviews all around Staten Island, interviewing people, asking them if they're angry and if they would be able to resolve this anger by unaliving other people. And we can see when the government's numbers were not being met, their guidelines were not being met as far as black people killing each other because they wanted to party, they sent in these Triple K mercenaries from other places and other countries, striking low-income areas. Sound familiar? Let's keep going.
How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? You got your ID on you, chick?
No, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette. Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal search that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like
No.
Code 3, anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into, there's multiple agencies, there's a shooting and things like that. There's extra hands available, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up, at the moment you walked up, you only had eggs.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flash at you, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me, and I appreciate you understanding and not getting shit. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to park police. Right? So do your thing, let them know. Don't be smoking outside, don't be drinking outside, because Donald Trump is tired of it. People come to visit.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know smoking in public?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the arrestable
Because
offense.
in Maryland, there's recreation, so I ain't know.
Yeah, so DC, it's recreational use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he needed a zip, you can give him a zip.
Oh my God, what the f***? Oh, they really hopping out. Oh, they're real. They really coming to your churches and jumping out and bagging your bro. They ain't all type of shit, boy. What the f***?
So you said, bro, I wasn't even smoking though, bro. I been sat right here, bro. Don't do me like that, bro. Come on, brother, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do me like that. You get some weed up off the ground, bro. Everybody saying that, bro. Don't do me like that, bro.
Dang, they put up.
Out of everybody out here, perfect. You got that? I just saw him smoking. You gonna do me like that, bro? My car's on, though. Hold on, bro. We're gonna secure your vehicle. Man, listen, no, ain't none of that. My car's on. I was about to leave. He said I could leave. Fuck all that. Man, listen, all that secure vehicle shit, bro. Go ahead, bro. Y'all like Dickie and bro. Listen, bro, that's my car, bro. What the fuck? Man, listen, the key is on me and I'm not giving it to y'all, bro. Don't text me, bro. Listen, my ID is on me. That's all he asked. Why am I arrested? Listen, why am I arrested? I don't listen. Why? Y'all niggas think y'all can do whatever y'all want. I don't give a fuck about that badge. I'm a personal trainer, nigga. And I was a fire department, nigga. Fuck is wrong with y'all? Man, listen, I'm not arrested though. I'm not going nowhere. Listen, I'm not going nowhere. Call your chief. I'm not going nowhere. It's my birthday and all that. Call your chief. Fuck all that. Take your badge off. I bet I do something to your ass. Take your badge off. Fuck, you gonna let them niggas do me like that, bro? You a brother, bro. Get off me, man. I don't want you to touch me, bro. I don't want you to touch me. He already got me. Fuck on. Yeah, how about that? Freedom of speech. Fuck on. Freedom of speech. How about that now? Y'all come on, arrested. Fuck on. Come on, man. Y'all hating like shit on me, man. I ain't from... Man, listen.
Now, as you can see, it's serious business out here. And he wasn't playing around when he said that he was going to deploy the military. He was going to enforce stop and frisk. See, people think that the stuff that Trump is saying, even though it be a lot of lies, I know exactly when he was talking about us, he was serious. Now, next, I'm going to just show you guys, Dante Forson did a call-in show on his channel. And back when I was cool with him, I had called in and I was warning our people back then, September 4th, 2024, this was gonna happen. Take a look.
Oh, look at the actual Project 2025 website after we talked to Yekcyr. You are on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Shalom to you, Dante.
Shalom. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yekcyr.
Yekcyr. Okay, cool. Can you give us your age, where you're calling from, and what is your political affiliation?
So I'm 35 years old, calling from Ohio, and I am just like the sister previous. I do not vote. I do not believe in the system. I'm all for Yahuwah and Yahusha.
All right, and what would you like to add to the conversation?
Okay, so I actually did a very in-depth documentary. We looked at the document of Project 2025 itself. There's like a group of individuals that are behind it, and it's about 1,000 pages long, so I don't know if anybody wants to sit through it. But if people are interested in looking at it, I would suggest you look at what they say about so-called woke. Now, we understand that when it comes to wokeness, that doesn't really, apply to the LGBT community and all that. It's really more so black. In this document, what they want to do is, number one, you've seen the fight that they have brought against critical race theory. They don't want to teach our history to children. And they are going to create a way where they can outlaw and totally throw away anything about black people. This also includes, let's just say that one of your family members gets gunned down by some cop or something of that nature. By you saying that this system is racist and unjust and treats black people like nothing, they will fight against that. You, as an oppressed Israelite, will not be able to speak about the injustices that are taking place against our people. That's number one. Number two, I'm sure you all have seen a great rise in Christian nationalism. It's important you guys understand that, because under Project 2025, they will institute a Christian nationalist dictatorship. What do I mean by that? Well, all you have to do is look at history. World War II, Hitler was a Christian nationalist. You will be forced to worship their white Jesus. That's number one. Number two, you probably heard about the Republicans wanting to bring the 10 Commandments in the schools. Here's the problem, though. We keep the 10 Commandments. We keep the Torah of the Most High. But when you look at it from a Christian understanding, we know that that's going to tell you the Torah doesn't matter. You're going to do things the way we want to do it. So you want to celebrate the pagan holidays, celebrate Christmas, celebrate New Year's, and not keep the feast days of Yahuwah. That's going to become a problem. Number three, they will come for single mothers. Why? Because under Christian nationalism, they kind of hold to the Bible in a way, not in the way it should be, but they will force this will upon single mothers who, let's say, maybe you have your baby's father, you are not married, maybe you had children before you came into the truth or whatever. If you are a single mother, they will come for you because they believe you should be married to your baby father. Now, reason why you're not married to him, maybe he's an abuser, maybe he's a cheater, maybe he's a liar. They will penalize you as a single mother because they hold to traditional values in the conservative party. So if you are a single mother, they will come for you. Also, factor in housing, factor in Section 8, factor in, subsidized housing and all these things. That will all be dismantled under this administration. I believe that this will also bring in, things like Sunday worship, being forced to worship on Sunday, because remember, we're talking about Christians here, not keeping the Sabbath day. So I do believe that this has a lot of implications of a dictatorship. And Trump himself, he also said that, I'll be a dictator for a day. The people behind this project all worked for his administration. Now, he's refusing to talk about it because certain things are coming out revealing what this is really about. This is not for Negroes, and I'm not going to just play one side of the fence. I do not support the Democrats either. In 2012 was the last time I voted. I voted for Barack Obama, not knowing who I was. I was about 22 years old at the time, and I realized that all these people are not for us. And so I have not voted for Democrats. I understand their agenda as well. They want to unalive our children. They want to push the LGBTQ community and lump us in with that movement that has nothing to do with us. Woke was about liberation of Black people. If you go to the Black Panthers, if you look at the, famous revolutionaries, it was always about our plight, but doing the best that we can for our people. Lastly, I want to say, we got to look at what the scriptures say. Number one, Yahuwah has said that no heathen, no Gentile should be ruling over us, only those of our flesh and blood. So for us to choose a European Edomite or a woman who literally came out and said she's going to do nothing for Black people. Recently, she did an interview and she said that they asked her, "Are you a Black woman?" And she just said, "Oh, next question, please." These people don't care about us, Israel, Yasharal. They don't care about you. And the more that we put into a system that doesn't care about us, the more they realize that they got us in the palm of their hands. When it comes to Trump, everything that he has done when it comes to Black people is racial Black stereotypes. Oh, I'm a felon. Vote for me. Oh, you know what? I know Negroes like sneakers. Here, buy these sneakers. Oh, that's not good enough for you? Okay, well, let me just talk about how I'm a criminal. Now, we know darn well if Trump was a Black man and he was a felon, number one, he would not have as much pull as he does. And number two, they don't even allow felons to vote, family. So why the heck would you vote for someone who is using racial stereotypes to pull you in? The problem is when Negroes don't know who they are, they put their trust in everybody but the Most High and his son Yahusha. And that is the game that they're playing with us. They're playing in our faces, and we need to say enough is enough. We're going to trust the Most High only. Psalms 118:8, put not your trust in princes or kings. It also says in Jeremiah, cursed is he who puts trust in man. Family, if we want to get out of here, we need to come out of Babylon. That's everything, the religions, the system, the social commentary, and keep our eyes on Yahuwah because our 400 years is up. When will we learn that he said in Deuteronomy 28 that no man shall redeem you? No man shall bring you out of this. So are we going to ignore what the word says and what he told our ancestors that got us in this crusty country? Or are we going to do better, rise up as a nation, come together, and say no to the heathens? And that's all I got to say. Thank you so much, fam.
I do have a question for you before you go. I love your points. You were on fire right there. Now, you said something that caught my attention about Trump's racist and racial stereotypes. Now, I find that interesting when you tie it to what the Democrats have been doing with race as well. The collard greens in the bathtub, the pictures of hot sauce and collard greens.
Democratic convention.
Yep.
Yes.
All of that. The rappers as representatives. Do you think that both sides are really just playing in Black people's face at this point?
They are, Brother Dante, they are playing all in our faces. Both sides are playing in our faces. And that's one thing. They may disagree about everything else, but when it comes to playing in Black people's faces, oh yeah, they can come together and agree despite every single quarrel that they have in front of these, cameras. Because at the end of the day, family, what this is really about is political kabuki. Okay, they argue in front of the cameras all day long, but you just brought receipts, king of receipts. Shout out to you. You already showed that Kamala Harris is connected to Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump was taking money from them. So that right there tells you they're in bed together. If they were really enemies, why would they be taking money from each other? I mean, if I don't like somebody, I don't want to be around them. I don't want to talk to them. Stay away from me. Keep a far distance away. But the fact that they do a lot of stuff behind closed doors together, and I can probably tell you that they probably agreed to do this political pandering to Black people. You've never seen anything like this in all of American history. That tells me, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go. That tells me Yahuwah is about to do something and they know it and they're desperate. You have been told you're just 14% of the population, but the fact that they're pandering so hard to Negroes proves we are not the 14%. We are the majority. Yahuwah said, I'll make you as numerous as the sands of the sea. And that's exactly why they're doing all of this. So keep your eyes on the Most High, family. Trust the Most High. Believe in the Most High. Accept his son and wait for our redemption, because it is near. Bless you, brother Fortson. I appreciate everything you do, brother.
Thank you, brother Yekcyr. I appreciate it. That was some fire perspective right there. Y'all do me a favor and hit the thumbs up.
So as you can see, he did that live last year, September 4th of 2024. And you can see my stance has not changed. I'm telling y'all, stop believing in these people, homie. These heathens. Believe in Yahuwah. And it's crazy how all these things that I mentioned there are just happening so quickly and so fast. Now, I also explained this in my documentary about Trump. I told you guys that we were going to enter into a fascist system. He was going to be a dictator. He was going to change laws. He was going to change things. He was going to target us. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it. Let me show y'all a few more things before we close this out. I just want y'all to realize what time it is, man. It is not the time for us to be arguing amongst each other. It is not the time for us to be debating, asking, you know, oh, this I'm Black American, so if you're from Jamaica or you're from this place, I don't want nothing to do with you. Controlled opposition, COINTELPRO, anybody that's pushing, you know, Black people, not collaborating with other Black people and standing with other Black people, you are the ops. Because you ain't being led by the Most High if you're trying to push separation amongst our people, no matter where we've been scattered.
President Trump is doing God's work by refederalizing D.C. By the way, D.C. was set up as a federal city. It's in the Constitution. It's how our founding fathers intended it. These laws are still fully enforceable. They've never been rescinded or amended. President Trump and the executive, through the House of Representatives, controls Washington, D.C. President Trump controls budgets. House of Representatives and the Speaker of the House is technically and historically the mayor, the lead of D.C. That still remains on the books. What happened to D.C., especially during the civil rights period, was that protesters that were bussed up here stayed here. The city was burned to the ground.
Wait a minute. You're saying that freed slaves burned down the cities to the ground in the 60s? What? Where is that in history? And it's funny how he's talking about burning stuff to the ground, but in 1921, you shaggy, raggedy devils burnt down Tulsa, Oklahoma. 1921, they burnt it down. And you're talking about the 60s? That was way before the 60s. What the hell are you talking about, man? See, this is the problem with white people. They never talk about their wickedness, and they just focus on Black people always being the problem. Meanwhile, they over here sleeping with animals, touching little children, most specifically their own children, colonizing, destroying, taking, shady business practices, usury. I could go down a whole list about their sins. And even if you want to say that, you know, the freed slaves burnt down the city and all that other stuff, well, I mean, think about it. Even if that were true, because you ain't gave no receipts, you ain't gave no information, you didn't mention Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is burnt down by a bunch of white people that look like you. Even if we would have burnt this thing down, we had every right to. Because soon after being out of slavery, we had no skill, we had no ability, we had no training or anything. How are we supposed to make it? But I'm going to call BS on what he claimed, because he ain't even mentioned nothing about nowhere in history where that happened.
This happened during massive riots throughout the 60s and 70s. Mass swaths of the city were torched and were never really rebuilt. And so what President Trump is doing is reasserting control of not only our nation's capital, but truly the seat of Western civilization. There's one final little note here that kind of blends outside of the personal, which is that Washington, D.C. is a representation of the work of your forefathers and mine. It is, by every measure, a very beautiful city architecturally. It is a sacred city. It is a sovereign place with the monuments to great men and women who've sacrificed far more than you or I could ever dream for this country. It must be preserved because the peoples of Earth come here by the millions per year in order to witness the success or failures of our systems. And if you are a proud patriot and you love this country and you wish for it to be reflected honorably to the peoples of Earth, then Washington, D.C. must be swept clean. I believe entire neighborhoods probably need to be emptied, need to be bulldozed. I believe that there are places that are so crime-ridden and so infested that you just need to, you're just going to have to crack down. You're going to have to do the job, and you're going to have to get the crime out of Washington. That's my personal experience. Don't believe the bullshit that you hear online from some reporters. Oh, crime's down in D.C. Well, my infant nearly died in a drug fire after mass shootings. So no, D.C. is not safe. And I can tell you this as a matter of fact, it is one of the worst, most racist narco states and welfare states imaginable. In that neighborhood that I would walk every single day, racial epithets were screamed at us, rocks were thrown at us because we were white people. This city is a sunken place. It is an unsafe place. I mean, if that's what happens to me, imagine what happens to somebody who's visiting here from a foreign country. Right? It's totally and wholly unsafe and a scar on the face of our country. And it must be healed. And President Trump is going about that heavy work.
I swear to God, I'll hip toss your ass into the fucking crowd, motherfucker. Hey, what are you doing? Shit's gonna get real! Shit's gonna get real! A fucking Nazi! Move back! Step down! Get the cap off! Get the cap off! Go!
I'm just going to tell you what this is 100%. This has nothing to do with the safety of the people. It's not because the Capitol is being overrun by violence and all these other things. This is really about control. This is about implementation of this Fourth Reich and this dictatorship that I've warned you guys about since even before 2024, if I'm being real. If you watch some of my older videos, I've been telling y'all what was coming. What's going to end up happening is this is going to spread. Now, I don't know if y'all recall, but I remember back when the whole parade thing was going on, they did like a parade thing, I think like before the 4th of July on his birthday or something like that. But anyway, I was telling y'all that I feel like that parade was just a front, and it was just a distraction from what those military vehicles were supposed to be doing in DC. So I just find this all to be so convenient and also extremely planned. Now, I'm going to close out because I don't want to make this too long, but I just want to warn y'all to be careful out there because this is coming to a city near you. He's already named off several cities that he plans to hit next. And most of those cities he's named, black community. Take a look.
Police, and you'll be so happy because you'll be safe. When you walk down the street, you're going to see police or you're going to see FBI agents. We're going to have a lot of agents on the street. You're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed, by the way. We're going to have National Guard, but Pete Hegseth will tell you about it. We will bring in the military if needed. People say, oh, that's so terrible. He's going to bring in, it's been used many times over the years. I don't think we'll need it. I think we've got so many great people, including the people that are in the police department with proper leadership. They'll immediately begin massive enforcement operations targeting known gangs, drug dealers, and criminal networks to get them the hell off the street, maybe get them out of the country, because a lot of them came into our country illegally. They shouldn't have been allowed in. They come from Venezuela. They come from all over the world. We're going to get them the hell out. They won't be here long. But some of these people, a lot of them, are homegrown criminals. And these are bad people. These are rough people. And this is just a list of some of the people that were given to me today that were criminals removed from the DC streets this weekend. They were rough and tough, but we're rougher and tougher. Look at these people here. Nothing, you know. They're not going to be your local school teacher.
Huh. Very interesting. He says it's not your local school teacher. Are you talking about these white women that are constantly being arrested and charged with molesting their own students? Yeah, that's white women and white men. No mention of those wicked white people that have a tendency to do that to their students. But go off.
Look at this guy. He has killed people numerous times. And we're going to have the same thing here. But then I'm going to look at New York in a little while. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's see. It's going to go pretty quickly. And if we need to, we're going to do the same thing in Chicago, which is a disaster. We have a mayor there who's totally incompetent. He's an incompetent man.
You're the one.
Thank you.
Let's move on, please.
All right. Thank you, Lynn.
Who is not keeping the people of Chicago safe?
All right, we're going to go to the next question. Thanks.
What do you say to Donald Trump? How did you feel when Donald Trump called you incompetent? What did you feel?
All right, he just addressed this. Thanks.
Please answer that question. If you would.
Okay, fine. Since you are begging, I do believe that Donald Trump is intimidated. I think.
Okay, no interruption.
So let me just answer that. I do appreciate you begging. So I would just say it like this, that the president has always been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. And so, of course, he would speak in those petite and puerile terms because he's small.
And we have an incompetent governor there. Pritzker's an incompetent. His family threw him out of the business, and he ran for governor. And now I understand he wants to be president. But I noticed he lost a little weight, so maybe he has a chance. You know, you never know what happens. But Pritzker's a gross incompetent guy, thrown out of the family business. But when I look at Chicago and I look at L.A., if we didn't go to L.A. 3 months ago, L.A. would be burning like the part that didn't burn. It is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with DC, and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say.
So I decided to go ahead and put the name of these cities that he is mentioning that are part of this agenda. And like I said, it's coming to a city near you. So we have Los Angeles, my hometown, my city. We got New York, Oakland, Baltimore, and Chicago. Now, when he's talking about Chicago, he's talking about New York. He's not talking about, or LA, he's not talking about the tourist area. He's talking about the hood. Because if you look at like somewhere like Baltimore City, or you look at Oakland, California, or if you look at Chirac, Old Block in Chicago, that's what he's talking about. He ain't going in white areas to go terrorize them. They are going to be in the hood, y'all. They're going to be in the hood. So I think y'all need to understand what time it is. As I was saying, this is a threat and an attack and a target against our people. He's going to slowly move this out into other neighborhoods, into other cities. It's not going to just stop with DC. He already told you what his plan is. So my advice to you is make sure you're ready. Understand that a lot could change within the next couple weeks. This is not going to be something that's going to happen over 6, 7, 8 months. It's going to be much quicker than that. You see how quick he's moving, and he ain't playing around. All right? My advice to you is be careful out there. Do not be outside smoking weed, drinking liquor, you know what I'm saying, jaywalking, standing in front of the liquor store. As black people, we gotta move differently, y'all. Okay? They go into the hood knowing Negroes is gonna be hanging out, knowing we gonna be outside. Get more comfortable with being inside. Don't be out there late in the streets, you know what I'm saying, running around all day. Do not do that. Go take care of what you got to get taken care of, especially if it's in your city. Make sure you are home before a certain time, just to protect yourself, just to be safe. Now, on the other side of that, be strapped and be ready. Y'all know I'm a full supporter in defending yourself and defending your family if you need to. We are being targeted right now. This is the persecution. This is Revelations 12, where the dragon is fleeing after the woman with great wrath, so much so that the woman got to flee into the wilderness. Which is why I say that this is leading up to the Exodus. This is leading up to the wrath of the Most High upon these heathens. So Yasharal, I need y'all to remember that it doesn't matter how it looks. Yahuwah is in control. And the reason why they're angry is because they know their time is up. But to our people out there that don't want to see these people for what they are and want to befriend them, listen, stay out of my way. Do not get in my way. Just stay out of my way, all right? You disagree? Okay, fine, whatever. But I got to deal with my people, and I got to warn my people of what's coming on right now, where we at, biblically. And this is Revelations 12. It is time that Yasharal and black people around the world, including the other Adamic nations, understand that we all have one common enemy, and it is the so-called white man. It is the children of the fallen angels, and this right here should be proof of that. This should be proof of that Esau is the end of the world. Esau was in power right now. We need to stick with each other, stick by each other, love upon each other, encourage each other, pray for each other, and put all our trust in the highest. Be safe out there, be smart out there. Don't be, you know what I'm saying, if you end up having a interaction with these devils, don't be, running off at the mouth and all that with them. Just deal with them and move on. Now, if they try to do something to you, by all means, defend yourself, which is why I'm saying get a strap. Because it's not just them you have to worry about. It's these white folks that hate you just as much as the police, just as much as ICE, just as much as the Homeland Security and everybody else he putting out there. When they come into your city, do not be outside, do not be hanging out. Get comfortable with being at home. Do not be going out there late at night, hanging out on the corner, hanging out in front of the liquor store. All this stuff that we be doing in the hood, you're going to have to move differently. To our brothers out there, in these camps, with that chart, that 12 tribes chart, that false 12 tribes chart, yelling at white people, they definitely going to go after you. So it's time for Yasharal to move differently. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as doves. But that don't mean you don't need to protect yourself. I'm telling you to if you need to. Protect your family by any means. Protect your babies by any means. That's where we at. I definitely will be. So I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there. And just understand, man, Yahuwah's in control. This Exodus is near. And what we seeing right now is the lead up to it. So fret not, but trust in our Father, the Most High Yahuwah. He gonna deal with them. He will definitely deal with them. And I welcome it. Obadiah, Joel, oh, I'm looking so forward to it. At 2nd Ezra 15, yes, sir. Zephaniah 3, 16 through 19, all praises. Never forget that the Most High is not forsaking us. Love you, Yasharal. Be safe out there. Shalom.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget you can support this channel by Cash App, $ MalkiYah Music. Also be sure to check out the Patreon for uncensored documentaries, films, deep dives, and much more content that you won't find here on YouTube. Check out the merch store for the latest strip. And let me not forget to say, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that like button and tap in with us. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah, the highest. Shalom.